Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 80 of the Made of Things podcast. I am your host, Antonio. Welcome. Our guests this time are IDLES, and I'm going to try to not to take too long in this intro because we haven't posted for quite a while now. And I always say this, and I always mention and apologize that we haven't posted for a while, and say that I'm going to be brief, and then end up speaking for 20 minutes. But I'll try not to make it the case this time. But okay, so first off, thank you for listening. Secondly, I would say that this is not new content. This is mainly for Apple Podcasts, and for those of you who follow the show, which are quite a few of you actually, we still somehow keep a following on Apple Podcasts and on iTunes, but more or less, I don't know, kind of even larger than on YouTube for some reason without half the effort. I guess it's just a question of platforms, and because we actually started as a podcast, so the podcast is more successful, but I want to make this a video show. Anyway, this is not new content. This has been published on YouTube. I think in January we did this interview with, it has questions, so it's an interview, but we did this, last year with IDLES. This was between the release of the first album and the second album, so they hadn't released the second album yet, but we at the show I had already heard it, and so I was already in, so basically I had two albums to cover, and the show, and us speaking, and us being just silly because it's usually the meaning of the show, the purpose of the show, and for us to have fun, for the guests to have fun, really. And so this isn't journalism. This is a means of promoting the artists that we like because we invited them to be on the show, and so we're fans. So speaking of fans, shout out to AF Gang. So kisses to everyone in AF Gang. I'm a part of them as well. I'm a part of the gang as well. A part of it. And so we had the IDLES on the show. IDLES are great. IDLES are one of the best bands to have come up in recent years. It's safe to say. Plus, it's my opinion. And so I've seen not a handful, but like 3 or 4 IDLES shows. Each one of them better than the other, maybe. No, it works better in a more enclosed venue instead of a festival. But the last one, I saw them at Alive this year again, and it was a festival setting, and it worked amazing. But I still always just rather watch live shows at smaller venues, at smaller clubs. So and I saw that about a year ago, IDLES playing a small club, and it was fantastic, really. Like one of the best live shows, even on any occasion. Like one of the best live shows you're going to watch in current time, really. Okay, so basically we did this at Primavera Sound last year, and we were rushing because initially, you guys have to see this to know this, and it's something I think I explained on the show or during the intro, but I'll tell you again, just so you know, that we were rushed because we thought we had like 20 minutes or 30 or something, and we were told that we only had like 5 to 8, and I had prepared because of covering both records and a lot of other stuff, because it's rich in content and it's rich in a lot of ways. I had prepared like 40 something questions, and this is the first time I ever done this in a 15-year career. This is the first time I've ever done this, and usually I go with, I don't know, 7, 8, and then, conversation, and frequently don't ask like a lot of them, because because I just go with the flow. It's a conversational show. So sometimes I don't even go for the questions that I prepared. So, and this time it was literally impossible because it was like 45 minutes. So we were rushing and it was hot and I couldn't breathe and and it was kind of chaotic. So I apologize if it bothers you in any way. But like I had a stuffy nose, like I have a stuffy nose now, a stuffed nose, stuffy, yeah. But basically, we start off with Mark Bowen, who offers me, well, how do you say this? Pretzels, like saltines, yeah. So extremely nice guy. Those guys are lovely. They're the sweetest. And Joe comes along and we start like chatting proper, and but we kind of already started off with Bowen, and then because the guys were having so much fun, and Lee, they were this was backstage, so they were going along, and so the other members of the band who weren't on the show, or weren't sitting with us or sitting with the rest of the band, basically looked at us and saw that we were having so much fun that they decided to join in. And this didn't happen in any other, interview with anyone else. So we're kind of proud of these little things, that basically our aim is for the guests to have fun and enjoy themselves. And, so, and we ended up hugging and stuff like that at the end. So, if you want serious journal, there's a dog somewhere. Yeah. If I apologize, if you want to, there's a dog somewhere. I have no idea. Good animals. Yeah, cool. Good thing there are dogs around. But focus here. And good, coughing into the mic. Fantastic. Fake coughing into the mic even. Anyway, okay. But if you want a serious show and serious interviews, there are like a lot, a lot of places you can go for that. I don't know, read the fucking Guardian or something. But my point isn't, is to respect art, but to have, an unusual interview. And mainly for guests to enjoy themselves, and not make it awkward. My plan isn't to make it awkward, but sometimes guests aren't expecting to be made to think, and have like respond in a creative or funny way to something, because they're on tour and they're tired and they want to sometimes just, I don't think the artists ever want to do this, but sometimes just have the art, have answers prepared. And because music journalism is so, repetitive and tedious, because it is, like artists complain to me all the time that other interviews are like just the same, and it gets very bothersome, just to be answering every single thing the same time and make it like fun for them. So this show is exists for fans, but it exists also for artists to be able to do something different and enjoy themselves. And the ratio of, first off, the support that we've had from fans has been, by and large, very positive. Like, people get what we're doing. Some of you don't. That's fine. I don't care. If you don't, you don't. Sure. And even, on the video episode of this very interview, or of the IDLES episode, there's some criticism, and that's fine. If you don't want to, if you think it's not a good, if it's not good content for what you wanted, then it's not our fault. Like, we didn't promise you anything. We promised you fun, and fun you will get. So, and that I can promise you, it was fun, and it was fun for everyone, especially the artists. So, and for us, and I hope for you as well. So that's the point. If you want like serious content, go somewhere else. We can talk about serious stuff, and we do, but most of the time, we're just there to either talk about art at a more deeper level, because you won't find many shows in which you will talk about music specifically, unless it's a music show. But like, there's not much. It's not the case in this one. But with a lot of guests, we speak about music and music engineering and music theory and scales and like nerd stuff and gear and music, a lot of gear as well. So not the case with this one. This was sillier, and we were just enjoying ourselves. So everyone was all happy and smiling at the end. So we started off with Bobo, and then Joe came along, and then later on Lee came along, sat down with us, and then Dev, because there wasn't any room left, just basically lay down on the floor, and so he could speak with us. And by the end we had 4 of the guys. So what we talk about, so it's a million questions. So it starts off really fast, and then we get to we get the feeling that we have time. So I was able to chill a little more, because it's not my intention to go like at freight train speeds at getting into places and like getting into conversations, and going like it's not my intention to do that. But sometimes you're hard pressed to do things fast, and then suddenly you can be yourself and be just more chill. So even though I'm very excitable, it's true. Anyway, you guys aren't here to listen to me go rattle on, skip intros. People skip Mark Maron intros, so why wouldn't they skip mine? I don't know. Why would you skip intros? This is the show. Like, you go for the host as well. Whatever. I don't know. Okay, so what did we talk about? Brutalism. Some songs of Joy as an act of resistance as well. We speak about food, like snacks and cakes and steaks, and cakes, because some mentions of Great British Bake Off, and mums and dads, and guitars, and Mark and I start a band because of this show. This t-shirt I was wearing. You'll have I apologize that we can't show video content on Apple Podcasts, I think, but actually there's a way. I think Super Ego does some images on audio files, but anyway, this is up on YouTube. Go see that. And I have a wrestling shirt with something that was big at the time. It's Broken Matt. You Google whoever you are, Google Broken Matt Hardy, and or Woken Matt Hardy, either or, and watch that. Like, whoever you are, do yourself a favor and do this. It's still amazing. So we talk about Tinder and dating and a lot of things, so things just I had prepared questions, a lot of them, and I wanted to make this really great. I think this was really great, and the guys loved it, and things went off the rails pretty fast, as I love to do and love to have happen. So anyway, here are, by the way, I forgot, on December 6th, the guys IDLES have a new live album coming out. It's called A Beautiful Thing. It's live at Le Bataclan or the Bataclan. Stupid American accent. The Bataclan. It's a beautiful thing. It's at Le Bataclan in Paris, so it has no short amount of symbolism, because that's where the attacks were, the terrorist attacks in a few years ago at the Eagles of Death Metal show happened. So what's I have nothing to say. Just get the album because it's awesome. I'm sure, because if it captures the live essence of the band, then it's amazing. And I'm glad that the guys are finding so much success, and I hope that we have them on the show forever and ever and ever, so we can muck about and have fun. So that they don't have like the most serious interview of all time each time they do an interview. So just come on the show, do a silly interview with me. It's not not silly to throw away. It's silly because why am I explaining this? If you don't get it, fuck off. Seriously. I hope you enjoy it. That's basically it. If you don't like to people have fun, then you're boring. I don't know. You're a curmudgeon self, a curmudgeon. So why am I hating on you? I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support, and please subscribe, and please subscribe on YouTube, and keep following us on Apple Podcasts. We are not stopping. There's some exclusive content, I should say, to the podcast still. We have an upcoming interview with Coco, which is podcast only. Sometimes this is podcast only. This is mainly a video show, and we will post everything on here, but bear with us. We're only 2 people. We're a short unit. Fucking CNN doesn't need your support. Nothing against CNN, but you don't have to subscribe to NBC or something, or the BBC, or to, I don't know, whomever is huge. We're a small unit. We really need your support. Please like the videos, subscribe to the channels, and share if you really love the show. Please do. Okay? So, love you guys. Kisses to everyone. Shout out to the AF gang. And this is IDLES at Primavera Sound, and we had a blast, and I hope you enjoy. Mwah. Kisses. See you soon. Again, and I will keep... Enough. Bye.
Something salty.
No, it's fine. I can
Sweat a lot on stage.
Nônô, depois vês como é que está? Tipo, está fixe? We can just pretty much start straight away.
Yeah, go for it.
So is that your favorite thing to eat after a show?
I just need, whenever it's really warm outside, I need to eat something salty because I sweat loads. These are amazing. Have you ever had these with pretzel sticks?
Little saltines and
Yeah.
pretzel sticks, really. What about anything sweet? Just salty, mostly.
Sweet will come later. We're big fans of food, so
Yeah.
we'll look for. Apparently, there's a really good ice cream place here.
Sorry, Antonio. Nice meeting you. We just pretty much started straight away because we were.
You're a busy guy.
No, because you guys are busy. Because you guys have a very busy packed schedule today, apparently. So we just pretty much straight away started.
People just tell you that, so it looks like we're popular.
Oh, I'm very busy. So is it, Mark was just telling us that how saltines were his favorite post-show snack. What is yours?
Oh my God, that's a hard question.
Then we'll skip.
If I could check anything,
Chalky milk, man.
pastéis de nata.
Good. That's a good.
That's actually one of my favorite things in the world.
Well, I'm on your team, dude.
One. No, I've had two since I've been here. Not enough.
I had 2 last night. As well. So there you go. Okay, we are recording. So, o frame está fixe? Está dentro da coisa? Fixe. Cool, awesome. Guys, I've been doing this for 15 years. I've done...
Thank you very much for your hard work.
Thank you very much for giving me stuff that I enjoy to covering.
Cool, man.
Not just this is journalism. I don't cover anything. I just promote stuff I really like. So there you go. Promoting. I just enjoy talking to artists that and having fun and saying bullshit with people whose work I love. So there you go.
Yeah,
so
Obrigado.
welcome and de nada, and not a pastel de nada. That's stupid wordplay. I apologize. Yes,
Don't apologize.
I'm very hectic. So because I was saying that I've been doing this for like 15 years, and I have my own show now called Made of Things, which you're on right now, in which you're on. Hi, hello, and and this is, I think, the interview, if we can call it that, in which I prepared the most questions for ever.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, I usually prepare like 5 or 6. This is a little inside. And now I have like 40. So I think we're going to have.
40?
Yes. We think we have to. I think we have to do a little follow-up in November when you guys come back.
Okay.
So that's promised, I hope.
Lisbon.
Yes, in Lisbon. Okay. So, Joe, you do something that when I had a band I also did, which is finishing the.
Ruled with an
absolutely.
iron fist.
In the 3 shows that I played for 50 people.
That's a lot of shows.
Yes, 3 shows. 3 shows is a lot.
Congratulations.
It lasted very long. It's like it's not about me. I'm sorry, but
It's about us.
It's about us.
This is an interview. This is a dialogue, not about us. It's about us.
This is very true. That's the show's mantra, actually. You're on May the Things show, woo! But basically, you walk off stage before the band finishes playing and just say obrigado, and say obrigado a lot of times, and you thank plenty. So that's not the issue. But you do something that used to confuse people when I played, which was like, thanks you so much. It's been awesome. And you walk off stage and the band's still playing. And people used to think that even after I thanked them, people were thought I was pissed off or something.
Oh, right.
You know.
Well, no, it's just letting the guys finish a song that's better without me.
Is it you find then? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a different song at the end, I wouldn't walk off, but I like it. I think it's a nice way to celebrate the music and get rid of the ego, you know?
I feel it's an egotistical move, actually. I feel you want your own applause, so you get the crowd riled up. Oh, Joe's gone, and then we get the whimper at the end.
I'm like Free Willy, and you're Free Willy too.
That's it.
Yeah, so fuck ya.
I'm like Free My Willy.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, excuse me.
Keep it in the bag, you dirty bastard.
Good grief.
I will. For the duration of this interview, I will. But you finished with Rottweiler, and Rottweilers are quite intelligent, aren't they? Have you met like Rottweilers? I know what it's about.
I've never spoken to a Rottweiler, no.
You haven't been in the presence of a Rottweiler, the dog.
No, I don't think so. They were banned from our country for a while. They were.
Yeah, I
weren't
think so. I don't know.
I don't know,
I
actually.
just agreed with him for no reason.
I don't know. I think I might be lying. It's a metaphor for the British press.
Yes, I can imagine. I will tell you though, Rottweilers are actually very sweet and highly intelligent. And
You've eaten one.
no, yes, that's how you can tell intelligent things. You eat them. Right?
Can I help you with the metaphor?
Yes, please.
Anything in the wrong hands is dangerous.
Good.
Like a newspaper or a Rottweiler.
And there's so much more to still go through.
If only your lyrics could be so profound, Joe.
Go fuck yourself.
Joking, of course.
They are though. There's so much lyrical content. I apologize. So many things I had to still ask. Are 40 questions in Colossus? You mentioned someone called Steve Austin and Teddy DiBiase. You yourself are dressed as stylized as the $1 Million Man. I'm wearing a wrestling shirt right now. There you go.
Whoa now.
Yes, mower of. It's Matt Hardy, the mower of lawns. I'm actually debuting debuting this shirt. Yeah, so I just ordered it.
Out of ideas.
I mean,
This is so wild. Have you seen this? Are you guys wrestling fans at all?
Nah, I used to be. Yeah, hence all the old references.
Exactly. But this guy you should watch, and everyone should watch, because this is out of this world. Because a lot of it is scripted. This is scripted, but it's by himself. Still in the WWE though. But it's
don't they
so
move
good.
really slowly?
Yes.
So what, does it just take ages to get down there? He's like, I'm coming.
He has two weapons: the chair of wheels and the mower of lawns.
Wow.
I'm recommending this to you guys. Please go watch it.
Planter of plants.
I'm in.
Well, I'm in.
I'm in like when?
You should be. It's online, so you just go to fetch it or something, or to look for it. But in Colossus, in Colossus, it's also about your dad, isn't it?
It's about manhood and the dissolution of achievement at a young age. My father's always been very, very supportive and a wonderful human being and a good friend.
I can attest to that.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice.
What about your father?
He's great, yeah.
Fantastic.
David,
Good.
yeah,
My father's great as well. So
Yeah.
team dads.
And we wanted to attack masculinity and manhood in our second album, because the first album is about perception of women from a feminist point of view as a man. But Colossus is about exploring still the want to achieve in my father's shadow, even though he's supportive and would have celebrated anything I did with patience. So yeah, it's just about that.
It's pretty much ongoing legacy, really.
Yeah.
Of being cool and good people, really. Trying to promote good things. That's exactly what we try. It's actually a theme that's very dear to our shows, even though we're about art. It's socially, it's a theme that's very close to us. So good on you. Previous album, on Mother, obviously your mom. Do you think that has reflected on your ethos in the band, even to you guys, not being your mother?
We're quite like-minded with our attitudes towards women, and it was just about the mythology behind what it is to be a good woman. And I was brought up by my mother as a single mother, and then married. And yeah, I mean, we kind of, it didn't change our perspective in any way. The song is just an exploration of that again. And we don't dwell on the past, it's done, but we have lots of conversations about the importance of respect and equal opportunity for everyone.
And for instance, on Brutalism, not so much on the new album, but I would say, but on Brutalism, you start off things really musically very, very strong, very like the first minute or first 30 seconds really define the energy of the album. Is that something you consciously try to get off to a strong start musically?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. That's like one thing. I mean, me and both Joe and I were DJs. Getting a set together is something that's important to us, and how things build and how things like stamp out and stuff like that.
Rock DJs or electronic music?
I was electronic. Joe was.
I was mainly hip hop.
Really? Wow. Okay. I just said and or, but you can do anything really.
I mean, I started off as a indie post-punk DJ, but after a couple of years I started a band and then moved to what I enjoyed playing more, which is hip-hop and party music.
What sort of hip-hop? Kind of
all hip-hop.
All hip-hop?
Yeah, old and new. I kind of went away from that bullshit kind of obsession with kind of romanticizing the old school and the new. It's crap. It's just fucking music. So I just like hip-hop.
Awesome. So this interview will be all over the place, so there's no real flow. I do have questions, but we'll do a stream of consciousness one another time. So there you go. But which is kind of like our thing. But since we're low on time, I'll just go all over the place. About the show, I noticed, and I had noticed in the videos, I'm not a Strat guy, but a Stratocaster guy, but and not even necessarily a Fender guy, even though I do love the amps. Your guitar, is it? Did you? I love your Strat, and is it aged? Did you age it, or was it already?
No, that's my dad's guitar.
Your dad's guitar.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I think it's a 1972 Fender Stratocaster that he procured in the 80s.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a really cool Strat. I mean, I'm destroying it. It's like the wood's. It's got so much sweat in it that it started to like bend and break, and I mean it's grim, but I'm sure
it gives us a certain sort of personality. Really.
Yeah, I mean it's an inanimate object at the end of the day, but it is something that I cherish and love, and it's very important to me.
It stinks.
No, it doesn't stink. The strap does. The strap smells really bad.
When the leather goes bad, it's
just
polyester.
It's polyester.
It's rainbow.
It's just the sweat that kind of gets in and amongst it, and also it's up against my skin, and I give it to other people. And
we've established that you sweat a lot, so.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So it's actually and it's the guitar comes through that, so again it's a bad legacy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
Good. Awesome. Things in the heart and right place. On Well Done. Okay, so Tarquin has a job. But what about Alistair? Does Alistair have a job?
Yeah, he's a singer in Lice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got a job.
Okay.
Very good, very important job. One of the best bands in the world.
Good. And
Alistair Campbell, no.
And he also
he does stuff.
he does the Bristol Germ, which is like an amazing music magazine. I got it. It's beautiful. I really like your piece in it as well. It was cool.
Thank you very much.
Is it? Can we look it up?
Yeah,
the Germ.
Online. Bristol Germ.
Oh,
Bristol Germ. Yeah.
Fantastic. I didn't. I wasn't aware. I'll go check it out later. But on Well Done. Also on Well Done. Do you like your steaks or food rare or well done? This is kind of dumb. I'm sorry. It came up to me when it came to me when
it depends on the cut of meat.
You were playing.
If it's like an entrecôte or something like that. If it's a big thick cut, I tend to get medium because a lot of raw meat is just a bit like that. So I like the diversity in taste. If it's charred on the outside and raw in the middle, it's beautiful. So it depends on the country and the cut because the French eat raw.
Yeah, I love raw food. Actually.
Yeah. But so it depends on the meat.
What about you, Mark?
It depends on the meat too.
Okay, sure. No, it's very thin. You can't eat it raw because otherwise it's disgusting, really.
Oh no! So sometimes you can get the what is that called, onglet or something like that. That's pretty good. Kind of just flash one side. It's pretty good.
And there's also obviously carpaccio, which is so sliced, but it's actually kind of cooked in a way, but still. Speaking of eating, would you eat a Mary Berry cake?
She's fucking good at cooking. Baking,
right?
Yeah.
I actually have on several occasions.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll get it here so we know.
A girl who I used to live with, a woman I used to live with, sorry. She worked on the TV show, the Great British Bake Off that Mary Berry is famous for. And she would come home at the weekend with loads of the stuff that both Mary Berry, Paul Hollywood, and the contestants of the show had made. It was amazing.
I was visiting some friends in Brighton last time I was in the UK, actually to see a King Crimson show in Brighton. Yeah, it's so good, and they were on the show actually. So, which is something mind blowing to me, but still so because I love my punk rock, but I also love my prog. So and my.
We all have our faux pas.
I'm sorry, what?
No, don't.
King Crimson's badass. He's actually that's one of the new amps that I'm using is actually in part because of Robert Fripp.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
How come?
Just because me and Lee have started using a lot more pedals and stuff like that, and we want to still have a tube amp sound, but also then get that kind of like use of the pedals. So he uses a lot of solid state amps and stuff like that. So that's what we use.
I bought a Les Paul Black Beauty with one of the 3 humbuckers precisely because of that. Because it's not the Gibson one, it's the Epiphone one, but it's actually very economically a good option. Because it doesn't sound so much different, really. The Epiphone model is really good.
Robert Fripp is like
it's much cheaper.
One of the most badass guitarists ever.
I stood next to him. He didn't. The interview was with Pat, and I've interviewed Adrian Ballou on several occasions. But it was extremely nice, and Pat is a sweetheart as well. But Bob Fripp actually have a story. I'll tell you off air because this is about you guys. On date night, I find that you guys comment on people like on shades of grey and personalities. It's very surprising to me how many people find that off-putting. That's what appeals to me, really. The shades of grey. The shades of grey. Like people tend to want to. I guess I observed this. This is an observation. But my lips are dry. But some people really like their stuff black and white. Like when you guys meet people, do you prefer black and white? Like I'm like this or like that? And
it's a comment on normalization.
Yeah. No, true. Absolutely.
Not on grey areas, but on the book. And the kind of
I totally missed the mark on that one. Then it's an interpretation.
But when you take what you can from our lyrics.
It's up to you.
It's entirely up to you. But yeah, it's kind of about the normalization of violence towards women, and how that book perpetuates and even exaggerates that. I think. Yeah.
I was thinking. I was imagining that. Yes. Hello.
Come. How are we? All right.
Sit here. He looks a bit like Robert Fripp, doesn't he?
Kind of actually, yes. Antonio, nice meeting you, dude.
I'm Lee.
Hi, Lee.
How are you?
Hi, I'm doing excellent.
I'm Lee. Excuse me.
Okay, so also on date night, does it also comment on people actually, for instance, this generation of ours, I feel like there's a lot of people just flake out on being together, just like aren't physically together, I guess, so much, and just like, oh, I'll be there, and this is, I talk against myself as well, because I've flaked on things that I wanted to go to and didn't go. Do you feel that there's also something that really happens a lot nowadays?
That's one of my favorite things in the world to do.
To not go.
Yeah, I love it.
Live to not go.
Like, I literally don't have any friends anymore.
Really?
Because I don't meet up with people. These are the only friends that I have, and they're colleagues.
We do not like being together.
It was more of a point in my life where I was just finding my life really tragic because I was on Tinder and it was fucking vapid.
Does this work for you at all? Tinder?
No.
I hate it.
It did work for you. You're now with...
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah.
Partner in
I forgot that we met on Tinder. Well, we didn't meet on Tinder,
But it only
we reconciled on Tinder.
it only has to work once, dude.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
I've never been through it. I don't.
But the culture of throwaway relationships is scary. Yeah.
We were talking about that the other day. Me and my wife were talking about how bad I would be at dating.
Yes.
I would be so bad at dating. Yeah. Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
Amazing.
Because I'd be like, what?
You come up with some cool handshakes. Though.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, so what are you interested in? Like,
yeah, I
shellac?
think you and I are actually quite lucky.
Shellac was just here actually. This is amazing that Albini and Weston were just like standing over here.
Yeah.
It's not about Robert Fripp standing and Bob and Albini standing and Weston.
Robert Fripp's here, is he?
No, he was back then on when I'll tell you. I'll tell you in a bit. But still, I'll just cut you off. We're running out of time. Come on, hey. Kind of running out of time. Two last things then.
Go for it.
Okay. Hi. Hello. Hi, Antonio. Nice meeting you.
Hi, Antonio.
This is Tash? Okay, cool. So on Danny the Delco, there's a back vocal that says, I know him and he is. Is that a Pavement reference?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Good. I'll show you the logo. The logo of the show is based on Brighten the Corners.
Oh,
so there you
go.
So it's big fans. Again, fans of other bands. The show is called Made of Things, and it's based on the idea that you've dedicated yourselves to art because something happened to you, or you read something or heard something that made you go, oh, I want to do that forever. Did you guys have that, and what was it? This is kind of an individual question. Like, I really want to do that, really.
Shall I go first? What do you think?
Go, yeah.
I started the band because I was kind of bored with all the bands that we were playing, DJing together, that were vapid, clove sources that look bored on stage.
Tinder bands, really. Sort of.
Yeah,
in a way.
if you will. Conversations for Bowen on a Tinder date. Yeah.
Oh God, I just love playing music. I think the reason why I did it was, but you know what? When I joined this band, the reason I joined this band was because I saw something that could be fun and would really work.
Cool.
And it did.
Good.
Which it was.
Okay, fantastic. Adam?
I think, listening to Super Furry Animals when I was about 11, 12 years old, I thought I really want to be in a band. That looks fun.
Are you from the area of?
No, I'm not from Wales. No, I was just. I remember seeing them on they had like a video clip on a breakfast morning show on before I went to school, and it just blew my mind. So they played something for the weekend on like a little segment before adverts.
Was this mid-90s?
No, the mid-90s. Yeah. So just before I went to school, and then went out and bought the album, and went and about 3 weeks later bought a bass guitar and started to learn bass lines. And
they were very childlike at the time, weren't they?
They were just so much fun.
You've been playing bass guitar since the mid-90s.
I gave up for a long time.
fucking tour.
I've been playing guitar for like a minute.
No. You've been dancing since you were 4, so it makes sense.
I have always wanted to dance. It's in answer to your question. I've always wanted to be a dancer, but I've lacked the coordination.
So you put an instrument in front of you?
Yeah, I put the instrument in front of me, and then joined a band that didn't care about whether or not it was correct or what I was playing was in time.
They let you do it, so they must care.
Yeah, they definitely like it.
You don't let him do it.
No, you encourage it.
No.
No, you don't. You don't. Oh, it's
He
against
doesn't understand what we're doing, do you? You have no idea what we're doing now, do you? Be honest.
I genuinely have no idea what's going on.
right now at this moment. That's how I live my life, and that's so I understand.
Are we in a band?
Yes, we are now,
Sick.
and we have been for a while, I guess. How don't we meet up?
I reckon we should start a band called the Mowers.
The mowers.
Mowers of Lawn.
Not just mowers, not the.
I mean, that's a
No, the, never the.
t-shirt.
Oh, Mowers of Lawns, yeah.
Mowers or lawns.
It's
Mowers
just-
of lawns is fantastic.
Amazed by the teeth as well. Like, why?
If I let my hair out, I kind of look like this. I'll just start. I'll do this on, and just this is the finisher. If you see this, I haven't got my hair into like a good.
Yeah.
He is mowing that lawn. Do you know what I mean?
Fantastic, guys. This was a lot of fun. Thank you. Thank you. You're beautiful. Thanks, man. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, man.